Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to the Conspiracy Crunch. I'm your host, Thomas, and I've got with me the co-host,
Sam.
There we go. Right, this one's a bit of a pilot episode we're doing today. We're doing a couple of honourable mentions before we start the
series. Light-hearted ones.
Yeah, a few light-hearted ones before we start the series, before we get into the nitty-gritty of what we're doing. You know what I mean? So, we're just going to tell you a bit about ourselves right now, because, thought we should. So, me and Sam met 2 years ago-ish now. Is that right?
Yeah, leading up 2 years now.
Through a mutual friend that I met at college. I'm 17 and Sam's 20. Is that right?
I'm old, leave me alone.
You're getting old, mate. You're getting old. You are getting old.
Getting on a bit.
So for this episode, it's just a short one because we didn't want to just say who we was, get straight into a theory, because we want the whole episode to be on one theory each time. And this we're gonna do it in series. So this series is predominantly celebrity themed, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because
so we got a mixture of musicians, actors, but all that will be released in due course.
Yeah, we've got some good ones coming up. We're gonna tell you at the end of this episode, we've got a couple for you, but we're not gonna tell you all of them because we don't want, we can't get away with the surprises, can we? So
No.
We're gonna start with our first conspiracy theory. If you want to tell them what it is, Sam, I'll let you tell them.
The first one is Nicolas Cage a vampire?
And I mean, there's some depth to it, alright? So, here it is, right? So, some guy had a painting, right, that he was trying to sell on eBay of somebody from the Civil War, and he reckons that it's Nicolas Cage, right? And does it have depth to it? It kind of does, right? So, here's a little bit of it. He had a picture that he was trying to sell, and he realised, it looked like Nicolas Cage. So he put it on the internet, and, people believe him because he reckons that he reinvents himself every 75 years. What do you think, Sam?
It's a pretty outrageous statement, to be honest, if you ask me, but we should continue to look through it if you believe that's
pretty
true.
Outrageous statement. Well, I'll put some pictures on when we upload this, right? When we go through the editing process, I'm gonna slam some pictures out there, right, of Nicolas Cage throughout the years because he looks exactly the same. So this guy called Maud that believes Nicolas Cage is a vampire, he reckons he's unchanged since his first big hit, Moonstruck. Now, it's a film, but I think it's a film. I don't know. I've never heard of Moonstruck. Try not to go a bit mad in the comment section if you're a Nicolas Cage fan. I've never heard of Moonstruck, which is all the way back in 1987, and the seller is so confident that the person in the photo is Nicolas Cage that he wants people to come and look at the picture before they exchange cash. And it was offered, this photo was offered at $1 million. But
that is pretty crazy.
But since has been removed from wherever it was. I think it was eBay. But people think that he's a vampire because he starred in a film called Vampire's Kiss. Never heard of that film either. And played a demonic role in Ghost Rider. Now, I've watched that, and that's a good film. That's where he makes a deal with the devil. You know what I mean? And
doesn't make him a vampire, though, does it?
No, but he fights vampires. Alright, he fights vampires.
But why would he fight his own kind? He's a vampire.
because maybe it's just that type of subliminal message. It's subliminal, right? So he's like, you know, I am a vampire, but I'm trying to make myself not look like one. You know what I mean? What do you think?
Maybe. You know, I'm not too sure about this one. It's not convincing me, to be honest. But you know,
It's not
the
convincing.
famous saying, "Everything you read on the internet must be true."
I mean, it must be, because Nicolas Cage is a vampire. What do you think, then? Do we think this is a plausible conspiracy theory? Or do we think it's a crunch? A crunch, guys, is what we're saying is it's a load of crap.
Yeah. I think this time I'm going to have to crunch this one. I'm not buying it, but how about you?
I don't know. I want to go with a crunch, right? But the pictures, the pictures are out there. You know what I mean?
They do not lie.
The pictures never lie. That's what that's what I've been told. Pictures never lie. Right, so we're gonna go on to our next one now, because that one there's not a lot of weight to it. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like we can sit through and be like, yeah, this. You know, there's not a lot of weight to it. But we've got a better one coming up right now, which is Khloe Kardashian's real dad is O.J. Simpson. This one's a bit of an old one. We're looking on a website called Pop Dust, and it was this. I think here it says it's published 10th of the 8th, 15. So that's 2015. And you've just heard what the conspiracy is. It's Khloe Kardashian's real dad is O.J. Simpson. So I'm going to start with the fact that Chris married her first husband in 1978 and divorced him in 1991 after having, and this is where it kind of gets the weight added onto it, after having at least one affair that she admits to.
How naughty.
She's a bit naughty. She's a bit of a cheeky woman.
Bit of a wild one.
She is a wild one, that's right. Right. So, this is where it starts. After the guy's divorced from Chris, he was called Robert Kardashian. Again, I don't know much about the Kardashians. We're putting this pilot episode together, right? Because we just, we didn't have any ideas like we have for the other episodes. So, we're just going off a few honourable mentions here. You know what I mean? So this is where it begins. Kris Jenner and Robert Kardashian were together. They left each other. After his divorce, he married 2 more times in 1998 to Jan Ashley, and again in 2003 to Ellen Pearson. Shortly before he died from cancer. Both Ashley and Pearson allege that Robert Kardashian told them that Khloe, who was born in 1984, was not his biological daughter. And this is where it gets heavier, right? It gets heavier here, because his most infamous client, right, former NFL superstar O.J. Simpson. You sound a bit shocked there, Sam. Did I shock you there?
Shock is an understatement. Shivering.
You're shivering. Right.
Yeah.
Good stuff, because here's the proof! We got proof in the pudding. Right. They're kind of loose points, but some of them kind of make you think, do you know what I mean? Kim and Courtney are both significantly shorter than Khloe. I don't know where this comes in, because I don't know their heights. Robert Kardashian was 5'7", and O.J. Simpson is 6'1". So, I mean, but then it doesn't always just come from mom's and dad's height. So I don't think it could be carried down. Do you know what I mean? Khloe once asked Chris if she was adopted during an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians in 2009.
Come on, who hasn't asked that question to you?
I mean,
somebody else.
Well, it does happen from time to time, when you're little, you ask questions like that. But I don't know how old she was in 2009. Never watched Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Yes, he's lying to you now.
No, I'm not lying. I'm not lying.
He's got on a series link.
I'm getting baited. I'm getting baited out here. Yeah, where was we? Khloe Kardashian, right? She asked if she was adopted. Keeping Up with the Kardashians 2009. A paternity test was done, which proved Kris was Khloe's mother, but no DNA was compared with her other siblings. So she went to have this DNA test done with a mom to see if she was, adopted or if she was a mom. And it come back, that's a mum. But they didn't do any of the sisters, which is a bit sketch. It is a bit sketchy because you think, well, why have they not?
Missing information here.
It is because it's like, you can't just if you've got this rumour circling, right? Why don't you go and get checked with your siblings instead of your mum? You probably know your mum's your mum. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that's like an empty bit of the story, and obviously Kris admitted to at least one affair. Obviously, we don't know how many she had. She'll know how many she had, but she admitted to at least one. And if you got O.J. Simpson, an infamous client, right, and she had an affair. If they and apparently down here it says that they actually were very close together, all of them. Let me try and find it here.
It's a bit suspicious.
Yeah, there we go. Before Kris and Robert divorced, the Simpsons and the Kardashians were close friends, often going on vacation together. So
the plot thickens.
The plot does thicken, that's right. Because when you think about it, if she's had one affair and they're close, they're going on holidays together and whatnot, you never know.
It's a bit.
You got.
She.
And Kris claims to know who Khloe's father is, but hasn't told Khloe or anyone else. If Khloe was conceived during the affair, Kris admits to, wouldn't she tell everyone who Khloe's father was anyway? I mean, let's be honest. If she did have this affair, and it was O.J. Simpson, you've only got to look at what's happened with O.J. Simpson, and it's I don't think she wants to come out and be like, yeah, that's her dad.
It's a very valid point.
Because what do you think? What do you think on this whole situation?
I think it's got more depth to it than the last one we spoke about. It could definitely be true, but obviously there's missing information whether that's true or false. But like you said, why would you want affiliation with such trouble in the past? So
yeah. See, the thing is, we obviously with this episode we're not going into them like we are the others. So it's like we're just reading a little bit about it. I think if we read more on that, maybe we could. I'm gonna say that one's plausible, right? Because she's admitted to having one. Usually people that cheat once, cheat a few times. So she could have, could be him, could be someone else. I think there's depth to it. I think maybe it's not O.J. Simpson. Maybe it could be another actor or whatever. You know what I mean?
I think it's plausible, but whether it's true, it could be somebody else. Might not be O.J. Simpson, but it's a plausible argument.
It is a plausible one. I think, yeah, we're gonna call that one plausible. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's not a crunch at all.
Now, shall we move on to the next one? The next one is Avril Lavigne died and was replaced by a clone named Melissa.
Melissa. Yes. And I'm gonna be honest, right? I'm gonna throw a picture up now. Okay. There's a picture. You cannot tell me that she doesn't look different. Okay. I mean, I know you get older, but that face looks like it's had some work done to you know what I mean? So there's
potentially.
There's not really a lot to this one. This is from The Guardian and it was posted 16th of May 2017. So the theory claims that Lavigne, struggling with fame at the beginning of her career, used messed up my words then, a body double named Melissa, and they reckon at some point she actually died, and the record company that she was with replaced her with Melissa full time. the proof in the pudding, right, is that the red carpet pictures, which I'm going to put up, Levine wears trousers, and apparently this Melissa prefers to wear dresses and skirts. And apparently, I read somewhere else, because I read a little bit on this the other day. Apparently, there's like distinct face differences. There's fans go as far to say they've got like, one of them's got moles or something, and the other one hasn't. So, I mean, I think aren't moles just something you get anyway? Like, can't they just come at any point?
Yeah, that is a bit of a weak.
It is a bit of a weak one.
But adds to the speculation already, so who am I to judge these changes?
I suppose it makes sense, yeah, as led to speculation. But then, this is where there's a bit more proof, right? Apparently she's left clues in songs such as Slipped Away, and in the song she sings, "The day you slipped away was the day I found it won't be the same." I don't know how that...
Mysterious.
It makes sense, kind of, because it's like, she died, slipped away, but I feel like I'd have to listen to the song fully, but in all honesty, that sentence doesn't, really go with the thing, I don't think. And apparently she's not the first celebrity that's been subject to a cloning conspiracy. Such as, we got Paul McCartney, Taylor Swift, Beyonce, and that's all there is on the list. But we won't go into those because we're just keeping it at Avril Lavigne.
Even as simple for now. So
Yeah.
Tom, I'm going to ask you the question: is this plausible, or are you going to?
And we're going to crunch it.
I think that's the same as me. Some of the
Yeah, I'm going to crunch
evidence just doesn't look right. I mean, if you look at some, say she used to wear trousers, and now she wears dresses and skirts. What kind of evidence is that, to be honest?
Well,
I'm sure we know why the same we won 10 years ago.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. When I was 6, I used to wear dungarees. Now I don't. Do you know what I mean? So.
And I used to have some super cool Spider-Man flashing trainers. Now, unfortunately, I don't wear those anymore.
I don't know. I still think you got those somewhere in your cupboard.
Don't expose me on the internet like this, please.
It's too late. It's too late, my friend. So we've got so far we got 2 crunches and we got a plausible one. And this is probably the dumbest one that we're finishing off with. And Lord is at least 40 years old, according to my research. There's not really evidence to this. Like, I read a couple things saying they reckon she's so mature for... She's 22 now, but at the time of this conspiracy, I think she's 20. Anybody can... you don't have to be 40 to be mature. I think you can be mature at younger ages.
Yeah.
But literally all there is, I'm going to throw up some pictures now. And they reckon she just... I've got to admit, she looks old, right? She doesn't look...
She does look
20.
older than 20 or 22 in that case now, but...
But then it's like, you don't know... I don't know anything about Lord, right? But it's like, people... that she might smoke or something like that, do you know what I mean?
Everyone's appearance is different. It could
Exactly.
be affected by her choices, or it could just be natural.
Exactly.
Really know.
We don't really know. So I'm gonna throw up some pictures for that one right now. And it's up to you guys what you think. I think it's a crunch. But
Yeah,
she looks old. That's the thing. She does look old.
I think I'm going to have to crunch this one too, but I can see what people are saying. But you could say that about loads of people. It's not really a conspiracy, it's just appearance.
I mean, you just turned 20 and you already look like you're about 60, so...
Thank you. And then, you're soon to be 18, but you still look about 6, so appearance can work both ways.
I suppose it can. So that's all of our conspiracies we've got. All these dumb conspiracies that don't really hold a lot of weight compared to what we've got coming up.
Just a few honourable mentions we wanted to throw in just to lighten the mood.
Well, we didn't want to just do an episode that was just us saying, we met when we met, and then you have a 5-minute clip. We want to at least throw something else in there. But if you do
content, it's what it is.
If you want to stay around, right? If you want to hit that subscribe button, right? Click the like or click the dislike. We won't get too mad at you. Just make sure you don't leave your location on your phone.
Yeah, make sure your door's locked tonight.
Right,
Make
exactly,
sure there's no weapons in your close proximity. We're not going to do anything though.
Nah, we're just a couple of guys, a couple of normal guys. We ain't gonna do anything. But if you do decide you're gonna stick around, right? These are the episodes we got coming up. I'll let you say number 3, right? And I'll let you say number 2, right? Because I'm excited for number 1, okay? Because we're going into my territory here. So episode 1, we got Tupac Shakur, right? Maybe to other people I've butchered his name, but that's how I say his name. And we're gonna go for a couple of topics on that one. So I am looking forward to that video. Hopefully you guys are. That's going to be an hour-long episode. Each one after the pilot now, we're going to do at least an hour, maybe 5 minutes under, maybe 5 minutes over. We don't know. It depends how how nitty-gritty we get into it.
We will really be digging into the facts.
Yeah,
we're
going to get as much as we can. I mean, I've already got the stuff planned for that podcast, alright? Then who have we got, Sam?
Well, after that, sticking along similar lines, famous rappers, similar incidents, we've got the notorious B.I.G.
Biggie Smalls.
This is going to also be a hard-hitting podcast, similar circumstances to Tupac. Dive into the several options regarding his career, his death. That's also going to be something we could link with Tupac.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? It's like that both of their stories. There was 2 best friends, and they literally, died the same way, or did they die? There's a bit of speculation there. And then episode 3.
Episode 3, that will come to you, is about the one and only Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Now, that is a very controversial topic.
It's very, very taboo lately. Very taboo.
You can talk about his allegations in his career, decisions he made in his career involving him and his family, the decisions he made regarding his health and his person, and also his death. There's so much to dive into in that one. That's one I'm looking forward to doing.
I'm looking forward to doing that one. We've got so far this series 1, which is celebrities and whatnot. We've got. Is it 11 episodes planned we've got at the moment?
Yes, 11 episodes, all exclusively will be uploaded to this channel and will contain different people in each episode. So it's fresh content coming out.
Good stuff. We're gonna have an episode coming out after this pilot. We're gonna have an episode every Sunday. I don't know what time yet, but they'll definitely be on a Sunday. So make sure you're there on a Sunday, ready for a podcast on a celebrity. It might be a celebrity, like it might not be, but they've all got that. They're all pretty taboo subjects, right? And they've all got depth to them, weight to them. So just make sure you're there. You know what I mean? You got anything to say to close this off, Sam? Before we close it, have you got anything you want to say to the people listening at home?
Oh, I've got to plug the Twitter account.
You gotta plug the Twitter.
Okay. If you want to stay up to date with the latest updates on our channel, make sure you go on Twitter and follow CodeCrunchYT. The link will be in the description so make sure you subscribe, interact with us, and get the latest updates on that as well.
So
how about you? Anything you want to say?
So that's at CodeCrunch. Remember that. CodeCrunch YouTube. I need to remember that because I'm even getting our Twitter wrong now. So all I'm going to say to finish this off, guys, right, is if you've enjoyed it, please subscribe. I know it's not the best one we've done, right, and it's the only one we've done so far.
So it's the best one we've done.
so it's our best one we've done, but we are gonna. It's gonna be a lot better than this. Do you know what I mean?
It's
This
gonna
is
get
just a
better.
pilot
The topics
episode.
are going to get better.
Yeah,
We'll dive into it more. This is just kind of an introduction to ourselves.
yeah,
Experiences what we throw in that were honourable mention. But the ones we'll go into the future will be much more in depth and, might I say, much more.
yeah. So we got, this is just the pilot, so we're keeping it as best we can for a pilot episode. But the next episodes are gonna be better.
Hard hitting
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot more
content.
into it. Yeah, we're gonna talk more on the topics. Have further discussion on the episode during it. So if you've enjoyed, hit subscribe, hit the like. If you haven't enjoyed, you do your dislike thing. It's okay. It's okay.
It's
Alright?
okay. We'll
Leave
try
some-
not to come and find you.
Exactly. We'll try not to cry. Right. So drop us a comment as well. You can always give us some ideas if you want on what podcasts you want to see. Because if it's a good conspiracy, it holds weight to it. We'll do it. Apart from this episode, obviously. You know what I mean?
Cool.
So, if you've got any ideas that you want to tell us, just drop it in the comments. Give us a follow on Twitter. And we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Thank you very much.
Goodbye.